Tim Brown was dozing off on his couch when his television made a really weird noise. So he shot up and saw a man staring at him from the hallway. He abruptly got up and went to go fight off whatever it was. And when he got there, the thing had vanished. What is the Hat Man, and why are people all around the world seeing him and having encounters with it? Hi my beautiful stars, welcome to the first episode of Molli-Ween. I'm so excited. If you are new here, Molli-Ween is just kind of a little series that I came up with last year and during the months of September and October. I do Halloween and fall related content. Like every single video is fall or Halloween related or spooky in some way, and I love just Halloween in general. So yeah, if you do happen to like this video, definitely like it and subscribe because it helps my channel and videos reach other spooky people such as yourself. So let's just get right into it. Also, as like a little note, I have some notes to look at so that I don't get like off track with this video, and that I also just make sure I get things correct because it can be so easy to get off track with stuff like this. And I found a lot, and I tried to get as much encompassed in this as possible. So if you want a part 2, definitely like this video and comment down below. Some people may think it is because of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise that people are starting to see this Hat Man in their dreams and during sleep paralysis episodes. But what's funny is the Nightmare on Elm Street horror franchise didn't even hit the theaters until the 80s, and people have been seeing the Hat Man since the 1970s and probably even before that. Tim Brown actually started, I think, like a little forum or like thing to see if other people have had experiences with the Hat Man, and I couldn't find exactly where that was, but I found like a news article, so I'll link everything down below if you're curious like I was. Sinister Coffee and Creamery, I'll leave the website below, has some really good points on their blog that they made about the Hat Man. The first one being, is the Hat Man an interdimensional being, maybe going in between all of the dimensions? Is it a myth, or is it something that science can prove to us through it being just a sleep paralysis thing? Somehow though, even though I want to believe and we want to believe the more real fact that it could just be sleep paralysis, it kind of leaves that haunting question as to why everyone is seeing him and having very similar experiences with it. Especially since I know that there's a movie now, but there really isn't a lot to go off just like book-wise, I guess, on the way it looks and the way it acts to have us all have very similar experiences, especially spanning over so many decades as well. So with those few points in mind, do you think that the Hat Man would look differently to people that have been seeing him? Surprisingly, no. Most people have said that he has a dark entity like vibe about him. Usually is all black, very tall, has a hat. That's why he's called the Hat Man, and sometimes is seen with red eyes. That one I've seen the most, but I've also heard that he's just like completely blank, like there's no features about him at all. Sometimes people say that they see him floating over their body while they're in like a sleep paralysis episode, and sometimes they just see him standing and staring, which both are absolutely terrifying. So moving on to some encounters, I found these on a Reddit thread, and I'm going to share 2 with you. The first one is from magical_bunny, and they said, okay, so I'm smushing 2 thoughts together here. The first is that I've been thinking lately about how I saw the Hat Man at age 6. I was wide awake, and I've never had any sleep paralysis before, and I know when I've been imagining things. He was real. Now, the one thing that has always perplexed me is when I first saw him, he looked like a younger man with a beard, and then all of a sudden he shapeshifted into an older man with a beard. So was I seeing this one entity shapeshifting? It's taking me a long time to come to terms with this and realize that both versions of what I saw were real. The second thing I'd like to talk about is the Hat Man's dark energy. I felt no fear during my sighting, but ever since then I've been down a life of just really bad luck, more than the everyday person. It's almost absurd. I've had a lot of paranormal encounters with ghosts and shadow people, etc. But most of my life since seeing him and even being physically scratched, I've tried prayer, and I love God. I do my best to do good, but I always feel this dark energy around me. I'm actually quite sure he's telepathically mocking me, and I'm completely sane. I'm not even Catholic, and I'm on the verge of calling a priest. ... Good vibes go out to magical_bunny, and I hope that things are getting better for them, but that's really scary. And YodaBoy223, like that username, shared their experience also on Reddit, stating, "One night I could hear my cats meowing from downstairs. I thought maybe they didn't have any food. When I got to the garage, I could see the lights faintly flickering through the cat flap. I walked in and started to feed my cats. I was pouring some food as I saw a figure in the corner of my eye. I quickly turned and nothing was there. I walked out of the garage to go back to bed, and as I did, the lights started flickering again. I thought it was weird, but at the end I thought nothing of it. It was about an hour later when I heard my dog barking at something from the garage. I was really confused because at first my cats were doing this and now my dog. As I walked in, I rubbed my eyes because I was really tired. And when I took my fingers off of my eyes, I saw a very tall man, about 6 foot, with a hat on in the corner where my dog was barking. I quickly closed my eyes, and when I opened them again, he was gone. I called my dad and went and stayed at his place for the night. ... So after reading these few encounters for myself, I have started to believe that this entity is real, and I think that it isn't a figment of our imagination. The fact that so many people around the world have had experiences with them, very small or mighty, both of these I think are still pretty scary, even though they weren't like extremely haunting. I think that they could still, you know, definitely leave a mark on a person. And I think that how could we all dream up the same person or have the same sleep paralysis episodes with the same thing? All I know is that I wouldn't want to be caught in a sleep paralysis episode or a nightmare with the Hat Man. So that is today's video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on Sunday for another episode towards Molli-Ween. Until then, shine bright and stay spooky. Bye!